How I've discovered Star Wars The Old Republic is probably similar to most of you. My very first MMORPG was World of Warcraft. I can't even remember how many hours I've sunk into that game. Years passed and many MMORPGs started releasing. While I loved slaying kobolds, ogres and dragons, something more futuristic, more closer to my tastes, started to call me out. That's when I've stumbled upon Star Wars The Old Republic. I've never reached endgame content. Between the standalone launcher and the Steam one, I probably count 40 hours of playtime, more or less. So, after all these years, this is my first impression video of Star Wars The Old Republic in 2024. As every MMORPG, the first thing that we're tasked to do is creating our hero or villain. There are 4 main classes defined as origin stories, each with many subclasses that provide different playstyles and roles. Character creation, it's pretty basic, nothing too special, but gets the job done. What's unique about Star Wars The Old Republic, it's that every single origin story has its unique storyline to follow. So that means that we'll have plenty of hours to sink into the 8 total origin storylines. What's even more unique, it's the cinematics and dialogues. In this game, you have to choose your answers and shape your story. Many choices won't affect the story that much, but many others will.
Your ship isn't even scratched. Takes guts landing in the middle of a battlefield. Nice flying.
So do you want to explain what's going on?
And also, every cinematic is fully voiced, with even incredible voice actors like David Hayter and Nolan North. After giving a very quick fix at the interface and key bindings, I've pushed further to grab the first side quest and try out the combat. If you've played World of Warcraft, the game's combat will feel very similar. It's quick, it's responsive, it's really well done for being tab targeting. The more I've played and the more I've started to also enjoy the soundtrack of this game. It's truly immersive and gets you in that Star Wars mood. Once I've completed a series of steps of the main quest line and many different side quests, the game felt more like a single-player RPG than an MMORPG, which could be amazing for someone but boring for others. For me, it's really engaging thanks to the choices you make and the voice actors of the NPCs.
If he's dead or whatever, I'll still pay you for the holodiscs if you can find them. Great footage on there, fantastic gory stuff.
Goodbye, crazy woman.
Bring me those discs.
Remembering though that this is an MMORPG, I've started diving into the in-game shop and the multiplayer activities. First of all, it's important to understand the 3 different playstyles that you can have access to. As a free-to-play player, you have access to all the 8 origin stories previously mentioned and the first 2 expansions. There are many drawbacks though. A few of these are, for example, the limited credits you can carry, only 4 character slots, the restricted use of the in-game chat and mail system, and the possibility to wear endgame gear. These limitations will not apply if you subscribe to a monthly fee, just like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV. The awesome thing is that when your subscription lapses, you will become a preferred player. This will let you keep every single expansion released forever, but you won't be able to access endgame content like operations. What I can personally say is that as a new player, being free to play is not that bad if you're in to enjoy the storylines. Many players recommend that you subscribe at least 1 month in order to unlock every single expansion and at the end remain as a preferred player. But if you want to play endgame content, you will need a subscription. Considering my knowledge of pretty basic stuff, I can only advise the game from a beginner point of view. While I can without a doubt praise the story campaigns of every single class, I've reached out to some of the members of the Discord community of the game, asking their point of view of the game status as veteran players.
I would say if you are playing SWTOR to at least subscribe, I think for 30 days is the minimum. Just do that very cheap so you can get preferred status. That's what I did about 2 years into my experience, because I started as free to play, of course. I don't think it hinders your experience in the game. You can still fully enjoy it. Although I think you'll get more enjoyment out of the game if you go to preferred status, so you only subscribe once and you get that. I do not think the Old Republic is a dying MMO. I think a lot of the more veteran players have less time as, it's not a dying game. It's fairly healthy and will remain that way for quite a while. I would encourage new players, new people, to give the game a try. I highly recommend giving it a try. They have added so much more content these days. I've grown up with Star Wars, so...
This was just one of the thoughts of the players that I had the chance to speak with. Some consider it the best MMO, story-wise and content-wise. Others really suggest playing for the story, but being aware of the endgame issues that the game has. Overall, Star Wars The Old Republic lands a 7 out of 10, despite a lower player count compared to its competitors and the age of the game. It can really deliver a unique MMORPG experience, emphasized by making your choices and exploring the galaxy. There are very few sci-fi MMORPGs out there, and if you're in for many captivating storylines and you're a fan of the Star Wars universe, you can't miss this game. So, we've arrived at the end of my second video. If you want more videos about other MMORPGs or simply revisit the ones you're not playing anymore, be sure to leave a like and a comment asking what you want to see. See you soon.